light. Welcome to the Healing Miracle Call in Europe. And yeah, I'm so blessed to be able to connect with all of you today. Welcome to Robin. Welcome, Andrea for Humanity. Sending you so much love, my sister. Welcome to Ava. Welcome to Maria. Gedre, always lovely to see you. So much love and peace to you, my sister. Welcome, Deborah Garcia. Always lovely to connect with you. Welcome, Andrea. Andrea Wood, always lovely to see you. Maria is joining us. Welcome. We have such a treat for you today. So much wonderful things have been planned, but we're kind of going with the flow today. Our intention is to let Spirit guide this call. So just before this call, I got a message from the dear lovely Jana Taylor, who I absolutely love, and she said that she couldn't join the call today. And I had this feeling like this anxiety come up because I was like, oh, no, Jana. I was like, oh my goodness, because she is such a light. She is such a light, and she has this beautiful way of connecting with all of you with so much love and so much compassion. And I thought to myself, oh no, how am I going to do this? And then I joined the call, and then there was Carol Ray there, and then there was Esther Francis, and then there was Cornelia, and then there was Sarah Songbird, who is a beautiful light. And they just started to vibrate so much or radiate so much love and light straight away that I could feel my heart, you know, like the fear like starting to melt. Obviously it comes up a little bit, but I think it's kind of excitement as well. But there was just all this love because these women just radiate it. And I just know that when you are all joining, that you are connecting with that too. And you're also bringing your love and your light. And it's just growing. So welcome. I can see Maria is still joining. Okay, friends. So I want to give some people some time to join. So I'm going to actually read something. And it's from our lovely book, The Ancient Secrets of a Master Healer. And it's these words, I find them so powerful, where it says, you are not reading these words by accident. You and I are connected. And I believe you were led to this book at this point in time for a specific reason. And that's how I feel about this call right now, that it's not by accident. I believe that you are here for a reason. I believe that we are connecting for a reason. My mom said to me when I was younger, she said, when our hearts vibrate at the same frequency, we connect. It is just like more and more people with the same frequency come together. So I believe that if you are here on this call, it's because our hearts are vibrating at that same frequency. And we're meant to be here together for this healing experience, which I believe it will be. I can see Manera is joining. Welcome, Manera. So friends, there's only a few of us at the moment. Would anyone like to share from their heart what they're grateful for today?
Hey, we can start with Sissy. She's always got something so beautiful to say in gratitude.
Well, when you said those words, should we share today about, what happened today? The first thing that came to mind was the half an hour spent with Dr. Hemang and another lady and her daughter. How just those half an hour, those 30 minutes just brightened the whole day and made it beautiful for me. And I guess for them as well, because they got to discover things they didn't know. But, you know, just thinking about that, what makes me grateful is just being part of this whole community and see what's happening every minute, every hour. It's incredible. People we're bringing to this community, the talents, the aspirations they have for themselves, for this community, for their families. It's just mind-boggling, and I'm so grateful for this community. I'm so grateful for our doctors. I mean, this week, these past 2 weeks actually, of just learning so much from Dr. Hemang, and the people we get to connect with. It's just so precious, and I'm just so grateful for each one of you. What we share on the chat, how we learn from each other directly and indirectly. I go through the chat sometimes and I just go through stuff that people know and I'm like, oh my goodness, and how it helps me personally and how it helps the people that I'm bringing to this community. It's just so precious. And every soul this evening that is on this call, it's here for a reason. There's just so much to give, so much to learn from. And we connected for a reason. And I look forward to the time we're going to spend together to see some of that coming out, how we're going to learn from each other. So I'm grateful to be part of this community. So grateful. Thank you.
Oh, thank you, Cece, for sharing from your heart. Can we just send her some love?
Oh. Thank you. Love you back.
In our new tradition, let's send ourselves some love.
Yes.
Yes. Sending ourselves love,
Yes,
peace, and light.
Oh, welcome to Julia. Hello, dear sister. So lovely to see you. So lovely to connect with you. I'm welcoming you with so much love to the European Miracle Healing Call. Oh, it's lovely.
I was so excited to see it. And even though I'm not in Europe, my heart is always in Italy because I speak Italian and lived there for a couple of years. I am part Italian. And I saw your program today and I'm like, I need to be there. I moved other appointments to be here. I'm eating my mung bean soup right now. I just had a cranial sacral energy treatment and I'm feeling so aligned and so relaxed and so wonderful. And I'm just grateful for all of you and for the calm and peace that's come into my life since I've been in this program. And I'm halfway through the 28-day detox and my body and mind and spirit are just in bliss.
Super jewels.
lots of, super jewels is coming out. And I listened to Dr. Naram's Unstoppable this morning and so grateful for that and learning, just continually learning all of these, not just ancient secrets, but the things that come to us through our own personal revelation as we connect to the ancient secrets, the downloads that we're getting that connect us to the past and the future and who we want to be, that we bring it to the present and the past comes to the present and we get to choose to create the life that we want and to be who we want to be. And it's that realization and that believing, like just knowing and believing we can heal, we can create, we can have what we want and attract it to us. And these tools and these ancient secrets and teachings are part of helping us to have everything, to have it all, to have our best life.
Mm.
And so I love you. It's so good to be here.
I love you lots. Thank you. Let's send
beautiful.
Julia so much love. Okay, so we have friends joining us from, okay, I know we've got Anna from Portugal, we've got Deirdre from the UK. Janet, where are you calling from? Joining us from?
I'm from Wisconsin.
Welcome, welcome.
It's cold.
It's
A
a bit,
special, yeah, a special welcome to Dr. Stephen, who's in the house. So I was going to see if maybe he'd like to share a minute with us of what he's grateful for today.
yes, please, Dr. Stephen. Welcome.
It was such a beautiful. I'm here in Smuggler's Notch, Vermont, northern Vermont, with a group of friends who all left already, and I'm here in this big condo all by myself. But I had a beautiful day skiing. The sun was out today. The snow was fast. I'm getting a massage later today, so lots to be thankful for. And it was a good week off from my regular work. And my regular work and calls with Elio, because Elio's I have to spend my time doing that because that's lovely. It's been such a positive thing, jumping on all these different calls. There's always love here.
Oh,
And love will serve you.
yes, Dr. Stephen, I'm so grateful for you, and you have such a beautiful heart. You really do. Like
Thank you.
the way that you serve, and how you go out of your way to connect with others, and how you're joining all these different calls. I'm grateful for you. I'm grateful for the light that you shine. I'm grateful for the love that you radiate and share.
Thank you. That's why they make the chairlift, because you have all this time to talk to people on the way up before you go down. So works into my life.
Okay, can we all send Dr. Stephen some love? Okay, friends, I can see some more of our community joining. Welcome, welcome, Renara. Welcome to Barbara. Welcome to Belle. Welcome to, let's see, Paula. Welcome to Sarah. Is there anybody here that is new? Belle, I'm not sure if you are new, but I'm welcoming you.
Thank you. I haven't been on this call before. I often go to the Pacific Asia that Carol so beautifully leads in the afternoon, and I missed the detox call, but I believe there'll be a replay of that. I'm also like the other woman shared halfway through the Julie shared halfway through the 28-day detox. And I just wanted to say that I had a couple of weeks ago, just as we detoxed, right? I had a very, very special package that was worth a great deal of what we would call money taken out of my home. And I have to say that being in this detox and being surrounded with Dr. Naram and the energy of all of you and Clint and such, that this has been such a journey for just getting to my heart and to be able to send harmony to whoever took it, and harmony to myself, and forgiveness for having left it in a place where it could be taken or such. But it's really quite remarkable to be in what would be like a journey dip, but held by all of this, the ancient secrets, and being held by ancient secrets. So I just wanted to share that.
Well, thank you so much for sharing your heart, for sharing your journey so far.
We also have Ava Maria from Germany joining us for the first time today.
Welcome.
Ava.
Hi, can you see me? Hi,
Hello.
hi everybody. Yeah, thank you for having me. I've been on the email list for a while and just suddenly read through the message and saw there's a call today. It was like, okay, I'm going. So that's it. Really
Excellent.
happy to be here.
We are welcoming you with so much love, and you are in for a treat. You really are, because there's some beautiful things that are lined up today. Okay, friends, I think we are ready to kind of go into what we've got planned. I'd like for Carol Ray to start leading us through some of the manas, which Dr. Naram and the Siddhaveda lineage use to help remove blocks. So I think we're ready to
Okay. So if we could start with just 3 breaths together, and if you'd breathe by filling out your belly first, fill up your chest, then hold your breath for a count of 4, and then exhale fully from your chest and then your belly. So, and inhale on 1, again to the chest, 2, hold 2, 3, 4, exhale to your chest, exhale to your belly, 2, 3, 4, inhale to your belly, inhale to your chest, 2, 3, 4, exhale to your chest, exhale to your belly, 2, 3, 4, one more, inhale to your belly, inhale to your chest, hold 2, 3, 4, exhale through your chest, exhale to your belly, all the way out to your toes. We're going to do 6 ear marmas for letting go of fear and ego. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And we're going to do the focus marma, Dr. Giovanni's style, where we breathe out and in. So breathing out and in for 1, out and in for 2, out and in for 3, out and in for 4, out and in for 5, out and in for 6. Be here now, and then letting go, self-confidence, being in the present, all of it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That is it for marmas today, the short and sweet of it.
Thank you so much, Carol Ray. Sending you much gratitude and much peace for leading us through those marmas. Okay, so Kuber couldn't join us live today, but we do have a recording from him. So I'm going to share my screen. Here we go. Because in Australia, it's like 5 in the morning for him. And so when he does join us, it's such a pleasure and such an honor for him to join, but I completely understand when he can't. So Carol, can you see the screen okay? Okay.
Yes,
friends,
it looks good.
Okay, friends, let's just follow Kuber's beautiful breath work. And I just wanted to also say that when you connect with breath, it's a way of connecting with the divine in you, with the light. So enjoy, my friends.
Namaste, everyone. This is Kuber here from Brisbane, Australia. I hope you all are doing well. Sorry I won't be able to join you in person, but I'd love to guide you through a nice breathwork practice that's very relaxing, very grounding, and helps fight some of those feelings of stress and anxiety. It's also very good for allowing us to feel so relaxed particularly at night to go to sleep. So this is a practice that should be done twice a day, ideally. It's a very simple practice that doesn't take very long, and only 4 repetitions of this need to be done. So the first thing we do in this practice is to curl the tongue in to touch the top of the palate, which is called the Keturi Mudra. So make this go in. So once you've curled that tongue, we'll inhale through the nose to the count of 4. We'll hold that breath in to the count of 7, and then finally exhale through the mouth to the count of 8, which looks like this. So it's a forceful breath that makes a bit of a noise, but the inhale is quite silent, just through the nostril. So let's try this together.
We lost the volume.
I'm so sorry. I accidentally muted myself. Let me just go back a little bit. There we go.
Count this for you. Om 1, Om 2, Om 3, Om 4. Hold. Om 1, Om 2, Om 3, Om 4, Om 5, Om 6, Om 7. Exhale to the mouth. Om 1, Om 2, Om 3, Om 4, Om 5, Om 6, Om 7, Om 8. Inhale. Om 1, Om 2, Om 3, Om 4. Hold. Om 1, Om 2, Om 3, Om 4, Om 5, Om 6, Om 7. Exhale through the mouth. Om 1, Om 2, Om 3, Om 4, Om 5, Om 6, Om 7, Om 8. Inhale through the nose. Om 1, Om 2, Om 3, Om 4. Hold. Om 1, Om 2, Om 3, Om 4, Om 5, Om 6, Om 7. Exhale through the mouth. Om 1, Om 2, Om 3, Om 4, Om 5, Om 6, Om 7, Om 8. Inhale. Om 1, Om 2, Om 3, Om 4. Hold. Om 1, Om 2, Om 3, Om 4, Om 5, Om 6, Om 7. Exhale through the mouth. Om 1, Om 2, Om 3, Om 4, Om 5, Om 6, Om 7, Om 8. Now just keeping your eyes closed, allow that energy to relax. Breathe normally. If you felt a little dizzy, that's normal. That energy will pass and you'll feel very relaxed. And trust me, once you've done this for a couple of months, that sense of relaxation only deepens. The regularity of doing it twice a day, first thing in the morning and then in the evening, is what gives this and breath work the most benefit, particularly for stress and anxiety. I hope you all get the most benefit from this. Wishing you a very pleasant day. Take care and all the best.
Oh, Kabir, thank you for that video. It was a beautiful breath work. I loved how you were linking it to releasing stress or anxiety, and I always think breath is such a key to finding that peace and calm. So thank you for sharing your gift with us. Sending you so much love from everybody. Please join me. Okay, friends, so let me stop sharing my screen. So we have a beautiful soul with us today. Her name is Sarah Songbird, and she is going to continue this process of taking us from our heads into our hearts. She is a dear friend of Esther's, and I would like Esther to share a little bit and introduce Sarah before she begins with her beautiful daughter.
Well, it is a blessing and my honor to introduce to you Sarah, who's one of my dearest beloved friends. You will experience and you will be blessed by her voice, her lyrics, and her presence. So I'm just so happy and so thrilled that she's able to join us today and share her beautiful self with us. Thank you, Sarah, for being here. Love you so much.
I love you. Thank you so much for having me here. I'm so honored and grateful to be amongst all of you. I'm tuning in from the Santa Cruz Mountains in California, sitting here amongst the beautiful giant redwood trees and offering the medicine of this beautiful forest to all of you as it comes in through me and through the vibration of the music. May you be sound bathed and bathed and blessed. I'm going to share with you a song that I wrote about a year ago. It's called After the Winter. And yeah, I'm just going to offer it. I'm not going to say much about it now. Happy to speak more about it later if you desire. I'd love to just take a breath together. Just enter into this vibration of the spaciousness and possibility that comes when we pass through the portals of the dark night of the soul back into the light. After the winter, the spring comes. Do not fear the falling of the leaves. Death makes way for the new life. Set it free and believe. Life, the new life, sprouts from the ashes. Life, the new life, comes once the winter passes. Yes, the birds will sing again, but we need the silence too. The old must fall away, so we can birth the new. Life, the new life, sprouts from the ashes. Life, the new life, comes once the winter passes. Look to nature to guide you, to remember what is true. There is a wisdom inside you, ready, waiting to break through. Life, the new life, sprouts from the ashes. comes once the winter passes, comes once the winter passes, comes once the winter passes.
Oh, Sarah, I almost want to be silent for just a few more minutes because your words were really beautiful. Yeah. Can we all rub our hands together and send her so much love and gratitude for coming and joining us today?
Thank you.
Your words really, really touch my heart. We've got Renara in the chat saying so beautiful. Janet as well is saying so beautiful.
Thank you.
When we connected a few days ago, I said to you that I really love the words, look to nature to guide you, to remember what is true. And there is a wisdom inside you, ready, waiting to break through. Can you share a little bit what you shared with me about what was coming through when you wrote those?
Yeah. When we look at nature, we can see that it's always cycling. It's always cycling life and death. And we look at trees, they have to, or flowers, they have to release their petals, they have to release their leaves, they have to let go in order to birth their new leaves and their new flowers. And actually the leaves and the petals become compost and food and nourish the earth and nourish the growth of the tree itself and the flowers themselves. They become food for the earth and for the creatures. And the death it's an offering, and it's an offering back to its own growth. And I think if we look at nature, we are nature, we are one with nature. When we look at nature, it can remind us that, you know, the relationships and the jobs and the houses and the human beings who transition and transform, it's just a mirror for what's happening in nature itself. It can help us to make peace with change and with all of the many deaths that happen even in a day, all of the many deaths that we go through in the different chapters of our lives, and can allow that nature to guide us. And also remember that as part of nature, we are wisdom carriers of this truth, and we know this deeply. We're not separate from this knowing. We're not separate from the cycles of life, and we truly carry this wisdom within us. We know how to let die. We know how to grieve. We know how to birth ourselves anew. We know how to do these things innately because we are one with the great wisdom of the universe. And I really feel called to presence somebody who just recently passed, who's a sister of very beloved, one of my closest friends, and her name is Sarah Celeste Otero. And I want to take this moment to honor her life and honor her transition and honor the deep, deep, dark winter that the family is in right now, and hold that wisdom of that, knowing that this too shall pass and there will be light again and the birds will sing again and that they know how to do this. They know how to let go and honor Sarah and her life, and support her spirit as it finds its way back into the immense oneness that it's always been a part of without the body now. Gratitude for the holding of her and her family and her spirit as she transitions right now. I'm grateful for this song and the ways that song and music support and remind us what's true. How my own songs come back and remind me of what I need to know and what I need to hear and remember. Thank you so much for inviting me to drop into the wisdom of my own song that I needed today too. Thank you.
Friends, can we give Sarah lots and lots of love right now? And really honoring your friend who's passed. We love you and we're with you. This is a space of love, support, and healing. We're with you. Is there anyone who feels guided to share something? Esther?
I am so glad. Great love and safety of this community to speak your heart. What you didn't say I exactly is that this is very recent, just news that came, I think, the day before yesterday or yesterday.
Yeah.
So very raw. And I just so glad, because after we were together last night and after you left, one of my thoughts was that I wished that we had taken more time, even though we did at the beginning, for just embracing what you had just been through and supporting your dear friend with her loss. And I'm so glad now today, because you, with your vulnerability, opened your heart, spoke your truth, and this incredible love from all over the planet now coming to them and to you in replenishment. And yes, nature, we are nature. Nature is not separate from us. And Sarah is young in years and timeless elder. Many years ago, she questioned me about perhaps being a mentor for her. I found her to be a mentor for me. And I'm so appreciative and so glad you're here with us. Bless, bless, love, love.
Thank you so much. Receiving all of your love and sending it right back to all of you from my heart. So much gratitude to be in the sanctity of this space.
There's this amazing breeze and wind chimes that just came in, Sarah. And previously there were the bird song and the crows. So that attunement, is totally with you on all those levels.
Okay, my friends. So we're going to transition a little bit now, but still keeping that space of love, knowing that you can share vulnerably if you need to. This is a safe space. That's what this call is for, because that's what the Asia Pacific call that Carol Ray hosts was for me when I was in Vietnam. So this is what the European call is about. Okay, friends, I've also just noticed that we have Mr. Vinay here. So welcome you, Mr. Vinay. Always lovely to have you here. And I know it must be really late for you right now, like after midnight, right, Mr. Vinay?
Yeah, it's 1:10 midnight.
Thank you for joining us. Mr. Vinay, I'm going to share a little bit now about chapter 4 from the Ancient Secrets of a Master Healer. And actually, you are a little bit in chapter 4. So when I share, I might invite you to share a little bit too, if that's okay.
Perfectly fine.
Okay, Mr. Vinay. So friends, I'm going to share my screen and I'm only sharing a little bit of chapter 4, so not too much. Okay, let's go up. Okay, friends. So I would just like to invite you all just to take a deep breath in and exhale. And actually, when you take a deep breath in, I invite you to lift your shoulders up and exhale. Release some of the energy. Inhale and exhale. Okay. Namaskar. The divine light in me loves, loves, and bows down to that beautiful spark of light that's within you. I truly honor that place where you and I are one. I want to send gratitude and blessings to our teachers. So Dr. Clint G. Rogers, Dr. Naram, Dr. Smita, Krishna, Baba Ram Das, and Jivaka. These are the masters of the Siddhaveda lineage. So let's dive into chapter 4 of the Ancient Secrets of a Master Healer. So this chapter is about family, love, and respect. You could go up to almost anyone, and instead of asking, "How are you?" you could ask, "Where does it hurt?" And this is a quote by Henry B. Eyring. As we go into this chapter, I invite you just to reflect on this question. What wisdom have you learned from your parents or others which has helped you? What wisdom have you learned from parents or others? Okay. So here are some of the highlights. So we learn of the concept of atmiyata, which is you treat people with love and respect, no matter how they treat you. And in this chapter, we see a picture of Dr. Ram just after taking the pulse of Hari Prasad Swami Ji, a spiritual master for millions who promotes the concept of atmiyata. And over here, we have Mr. Vinay looking at them both with love and devotion. Mr. Vinay, because you are here right now, I almost feel like, if it feels right, I'd love for you to just share what you were feeling in that moment when you saw saw Dr. Naram and your spiritual master together.
Well, it's a great pleasure to see both the masters because from both of them I received a lot of wisdoms, lots of insights, and I can say today whatever I'm here because of these two masters, and of course Dr. Smita Naramji. So yeah, and the main benefit of the main to join this ancient secret is that I can, because as it is written over there, that His Holiness Hari Prasad Swamiji, he is truly a spiritual master for the millions. So whenever the Dr. Naram goes, I always get a chance to see him personally, so close. Otherwise, if I go to the ashram or if there is a big function, we hardly able to see him either on the screen or from the far distance. But yeah, and he always lived his life throughout his when he left his body, he was 87 years young. So when he left since he started his journey, divine journey, took a diksha from his master, and he lived for the concept of the atmiyata, whether someone loves or not, whether someone treat me whether good or bad, I should treat the opposite person who comes in front of me for the any seva, anything. I should treat him as a messenger of the God, as a messenger of the, or Dr. Clint used to say that Atiti Devo Bhava. So yeah, this was the one of the concept for the Atmiyata, that no matter what, if somebody has done so much wrong for me, but whenever time comes, I should stand with him or her and just serve my way. Because by doing these things, ultimately I am serving to my master, His Holiness Hari Prasad Swamiji and Dr. Naram and Dr. Smita Naram. Another meaning of the Atmiyata is like that, it's a one-sided love. Whether if I get it, love or respect from others or not, but I should love and respect that person since my last breath. So this is what I've learned from this is, I can say, one of the nectar, or I can say the gem I received in my life from both of my master, that no matter what, you have to be there for the person who wants your seva, who needs your help. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Mr. Vinay, for sharing so much from your heart about that time, what it felt like, about Atiti Devabhawa and Atmiyata, and how they're almost together, a little bit similar in terms of sending love. But yeah, how you just said about how Atmiyata, it's not about you receiving love back, because you might not, but you still see the messenger in them, you still see the divine in them.
Yep.
It's such a beautiful teaching. Thank you, Mr. Vinay.
My pleasure.
Okay. And friends, we also, in chapter 4, we see also a picture of Dr. Clint's family. And here is Dr. Clint when he was about 6 years old. And then his dad, his mum on the right, and his dear sister Denise is on the top left corner. So this chapter is called What Matters Most. And Dr. Clint is still in Mumbai, India, when the events take place. In chapter 4, Dr. Clint connects with his readers by sharing memories of his family. So he says, so you can understand us better, I want to share a bit about my dad and our family. Dr. Clint says, most of the time, I loved having so many brothers and sisters. Sure, we fought about silly things, but we also laughed a lot and knew how to play and create. Dr. Clint shares about his father. People loved being around him. As a teenager, my friends told me how much they felt he cared about them. When I was 16 years old, a friend surprised me by saying, your dad is so easy to be with. I look in his eyes and I just feel loved. Dr. Clint shares that his father, he says, he taught me that laughter is one of the most powerful medicines for any person or family. So friends, I'm going to remind you of that question. What wisdom have you learnt from your parents or others which has helped you? I'm just going to share a little bit more. And while you're thinking about this question here, what wisdom have you learnt from your parents or others, I invite you to start writing in the chat if you would like to. So while in India, Dr. Clint's father rings him and asks him to come home. And Dr. Clint says, later that day, I saw Vinay, Dr. Naram's administrative assistant. And Mr. Vinay said, are you okay? And Dr. Clint said, not really. I'm worried about my dad. Dr. Clint says, I told Mr. Vinay about the call and then shared some stories about my father. And Mr. Vinay said, I'm amazed. Your father is following the principle I learned from my spiritual master, Hari Prasad Swamiji, called Atmiyata. Essentially, the concept of Atmiyata is that you treat people with love and respect, no matter how they treat you. I'm pleased to learn that people like your dad follow such a principle. Okay, so here are our questions, friends. What wisdom have you learnt from your parents or others which has helped you? And also, where is an area of your life where you can practice the healing art of Atmiyata? So I'm just going to stop sharing my screen, and I'll share a little bit of something that my mother taught me in terms of wisdom that I've learnt from her. And she said to me, you know, there would be times where I would feel some fear and some anxiety about doing something, especially something new. And she would say to me, Mariam, feel that fear and do it anyway. And I think by following that advice of feeling that fear, like for example, before I went to Vietnam, I was working here in England, and I remember thinking, oh, can I do this? Can I go to work in Vietnam? And I had some friends and some friends saying to me like, oh, you know, what are you doing? I don't think it's a good idea. What will happen? You'll be by yourself. But I just remembered that advice that my mom gave me, which was feel it and do it anyway, because there's growth in it. And I'm so grateful for the advice that my mother gave me. So I'm going to have a look at some friends and see if anyone would like to share. Janet, I can see that you've posted a message. I would love for you to share what wisdom your grandma taught you.
My grandma was a stoic Norwegian, just didn't talk a lot. She spoke in, broken English, and she just, the feelings that I have for her, just comfort. She used to rock me on her knee and sing baya, baya, rock, baya. And it was just something that, like just hearing that, it's just so heartwarming. The love. My parents were busy. They had 5 kids, and, my grandma had time for me. My grandma had time for me, and that meant so much to me. Because of course, as a child, they need that time and just spending that time learning that other person and loving that other person, no matter where they are. So yeah, I definitely learned Atmiyata from her. She's just beautiful soul. She died a day before my dad did. His mom. So I wasn't able to go to her funeral, and that was a really tough time. I was 15. So that was really a tough time for me. But just thank you so much, Miriam, for letting me speak, because her name is Charlotte, and now I've got a granddaughter named Charlotte. So life goes on, the circle of life. Thank you.
Oh, Janet, let's send Janet some love. Thank you for sharing about your grandma, Charlotte. Sending her soul so much love. I'm so grateful for the elders that we have who have shown us about unconditional love, who have been examples for us. We're very blessed. That's what I feel. We're blessed. Thank you. Thank you. Sarah, I would love for this. Sarah has said, my mom taught me deep empathy and compassion for others. Sarah, would you like to talk a little bit more about that, if that feels good for you?
Sure.
Hello.
Hi.
Oh, it's Sarah Songbird. I'm looking down and I didn't realize it was. Would you like to share a bit more about what you wrote, Sarah?
My mama, Brenda, she's a therapist, and she taught me very early on to really honor all of the invisible life, inner life and outer life experiences that the people around me were having. And yeah, taught me early that there's so much we don't know about other people and what they're going through, and that their behaviors are often like symptoms of bad behaviors, or difficult behaviors are symptoms of somebody who's really hurting inside. And yeah, it just really taught me to hold a lot of love and space for the life journeys of other people, and hold a lot of empathy, put myself in their shoes and try to see through the lens of another person's lived experience.
Yeah, Sarah, when you share so deeply from your heart, and I feel like that's, all of us are becoming more braver to share in that way. And there's like this opening that I feel I think with all of us sharing, there is this opening of our hearts that's happening. And does anyone else feel guided to say something here? Because I'm almost like feeling into something, but I'm not quite sure exactly where it's going yet. I think the main thing I feel is that you're such a feeler. You're a feeler, and the empathy that you show. Yeah, your mother guided you through that. But yeah, like you said, there's this inner wisdom too, this inner wisdom of knowing who we really are, that we are love, that we are compassion, that we are kindness, that we radiate this, and that's our true selves. And it's beautiful that your mother nurtured that in you. I feel like the Divine Mother, the Mother Earth, she is like our teacher. Like your song reminds me of that Mother Earth is our teacher, that she shows us, she nurtures us.
Mm-hmm.
I can see that Robin has wrote a message. Robin, would you like to share a little bit about what your mother has taught you?
Yes, I would. And actually, I want to first say that because you had mentioned Santa Cruz and the trees there, it brought me back to, I mean, those trees saved my life when I was going to college, because I put myself under so much stress. And so as you were singing, I wound up seeing like the redwoods were the trees that were grounding me into the earth. And it was just so, I just loved it. So I wanted to thank you, Sarah, for that. And so my mom wound up, so I was born in California, but like even when I was growing up, my Chinese and Japanese girlfriends were not treated equal to the boys in their family. And my mom was the only Asian mother who insisted on treating her girls equal to her boys. And my dad was one of 9 children. So I'm one of 21 grandchildren. And my mom held that the girls being equal to the boys compared to all of the 21 grandchildren also. And that really was like, we know we're out of the box. We know we're doing things different than everybody else, but it's like, it's always been time to do that. And so when she became chemically sensitive, then we started on this healing path, and that got us on the spiritual path. And the Ancient Secrets are the first Ayurvedic teachings that I ever felt drawn to. And when Dr. Smita talked on the first day of the 3-year certification, I understood why, because this lineage teaches you how to go beyond, to look what's at the root of what's going on with the organs. And with my mom, we really got, for her to get better, she had to address those deep emotional traumas. And so I'm like, oh, see, I mean, they didn't say that that was really like the difference, but I could totally tell then that's one of the reasons that I love this and why people get the healing so quickly, is because they're addressing not just the physical, what they're putting into their body, but they are tapping into the subconscious of what they want. And so that has been really, you know, just a wake-up call of why this has been the right path, that I didn't know why it was the right path. And so that I have Dr. Steve working with my dad is, you know, is being really fun. And for Dr. Steve to say that my dad could be his trainer, so that it was just so funny as my dad is describing how many, you know, he does, I think 100 jumping jacks and 75 push-ups and, you know, this and that. And so, you know, yeah, he's getting over cancer, but he is no weakling, you know. He's taking care of me as much as I'm taking care of him. And so I'm getting to really learn and spend time with my dad that I didn't have for most of my life. And so it's being precious to have that time. And I did get, so I got I was on a call with Dr. Pranav yesterday, and so he's like, you know, you really need to do the detox so you know what it's like. And I'm like, my dad's not gonna, you know, I can't do 28 days. And then my first client, who we wound up switching days, so she was supposed to be this morning, it turns out she is totally on board. She's gonna do the 28-day detox with me, and she's a foodie, so she knows how to warm the spices with the ghee just right. And so I will be getting on the detox calls and catching up with, you know, learning from everybody about how to do that well and stuff like that. So I'm excited that the right things, the synchronicities are happening, so that I can have a really good experience. And she loves, you know, she's always cooking for 7 people still. So I'll go over there and then I'll bring some mung bean soup back home to my dad.
Thank you so much for sharing from your heart, from sharing all your experiences with the community, with the learning, how things have come into alignment for you. It's just, it's so beautiful. And the synchronicities, I think that is one of the things that I've noticed too. And I wanted to ask the community, like being part of this community and practicing the principles, whether it's gratitude or whether it's Aditi Deva Bhawa, but have any of you also noticed that you're seeing more synchronicities or seeing more miracles around you? Just raise your hand if you're like noticing it more and more and more, right? It's just like, it's incredible. It's like you'll think of something and then you'll either get a phone call or a friend will message and say something and you're thinking, what? It's just beautiful. But thank you, Robin, for sharing about your mom, about your dad. And
so one just last thing on that synchronicity. This friend, I have not talked to her in years, more than, you know, like every once in a while, she will actually answer the phone if I decide to try and call her. But literally, I think it's been at least 5 to 8 years since I've talked to her. She had sent me a Facebook message that I couldn't open up anything that she sent. But it was the day I was supposed to be setting my first appointments. So I decided, oh, she's got some health issues. Maybe I'll try calling her. She's letting me stay at her house now because I don't have a place to stay in the city I used to live in. And then she's like totally on board with all of the detox stuff. And so it's just like this perfect synchronicity that you would never know. And she feels the same way.
It's so, so beautiful, the way it's all unfolding. Oh, you are so guided and so held. Thank you for the beautiful share. Can we send Robin some love? Lots of love to you. Ah. So I'm looking around and I'm just wondering if Deborah Garcia, if you would like to share a little bit about what any wisdom that someone has taught you, or anything that's coming into your heart right now.
I would like to share. Okay, so the wisdom. There's so many older women who were so much a part of my life. My mom was a remarkably loving person. She was crippled, and her close friends were close to me. And one of them, this is a synchronicity, gratitude. So the one woman that I considered my spiritual mother, I learned a lot from her. She was in my early 30s. She was in such a bad place psychologically, and I spent a lot of time as sort of like caregiving while she was going through her therapies and stuff. And then when I moved here, so that was in California. I live in Michigan now. When I moved here, it was like abandoning her because she wasn't totally better yet. And there was a little part inside of me that felt just a tad bit guilty, but knowing that, she's my friend, I have a husband, he's moving because of a job, I got to go with him. And then over the last 20 years, I would send her little notes, and I never knew whether she was still alive because she's 20 years older than me. I didn't know because she never responded to anything I sent. And so yesterday I got a letter from her. And the thing that was amazing to me is in this 3-year practitioner program, every once in a while, this thought comes through my head that it's a crazy thing for me to do because of my age. And the other thought that comes through is maybe I don't have it in me to do this. Her letter convinced me that I do, because she thanked me for putting my well-being at risk all those years ago to help her when she was in a place that she couldn't even acknowledge to give thanks. And it was a short, sweet letter, and I cried for hours and I couldn't figure out why. But the letter of thanks was like a letter of forgiveness to me for leaving her when I did. And all of a sudden I saw all the people that I've helped in my life through various things when I had no training to help. And yes, I've been a healer all my life, but never been trained. And so, yes, I'm on the right path. And thank you for calling me, Miriam, to share.
I'm muted. Can we all send, first of all, send ourselves some love, like I love myself because I want yes, and then send love to you. Oh, your sharing was beautiful, and it just reminds me, that's why it makes my heart like, I just get really like emotional by it, because it's like you had those doubts, and I feel like spirit uses all of us as messengers. And then that message came to you.
Whoops.
Such a beautiful story. Thank you for sharing that miracle. Thank you for sharing from your heart. You are such a beautiful light. You're such a beautiful light, and I'm so grateful for you. Lots of peace to you. I know that we're past the hour, but I want to just have maybe one more sharing, because I know that Sarah has one more song for us, but I want to invite one more person to share. And also because I also would like Anna from Portugal to share, because she has planned a beautiful session for next week that I want her to share a little bit about. But I'm going to just choose one more person. Actually, I'm just gonna, is there anyone who's really feeling right now that they want to share from their heart something? Andrea for Humanity. I'm looking at you and I just
Namaste, everyone. I hope you're all doing well. I want to talk about my maternal grandmother, Grace. I called her Gracie B. We all did. We called our families by their first name. And I am so appreciative of her, even though she has transitioned, because she's the person that really taught me how to love, because she loved in such a big way. And she showed me that it didn't matter who you were, what color you were, what age you were, she was going to treat you with love and respect. And so that was the example for me. So loving comes very easily for me because of her. You see, not because of my mother, because my mother raised me in a family where you raise your daughters and you love your sons. So thank God for my grandmother who had this capacity to love. And it was such a wonderful thing having, she was a perfect grandmother for me. I remember one day we were in California, I was about 9. We were standing at the light waiting to cross the street, and some guys rode by, hurled some racial slurs at us. I didn't know what it meant, whatever they said, but she told me to wave. She said, just wave, baby, wave. Years later, of course, once I understood these things, I asked her, why did you tell me to wave at them? She said she didn't want me to be scarred. She didn't want me to be damaged by hate or ignorance. And I thanked her for that. I said, that is amazing. How profound. My young heart, I knew whatever they were saying, it wasn't terms of endearment, but I listened to her anyway and waved, you know, and I never forgot that lesson of how powerful that lesson was and how she took control of that situation. And it never affected her for a nanosecond in how she treated people, you know. And I'm so grateful for that, because she truly came here with an understanding about all of us, and she departed here, I think, leaving this place better, because she impacted me in such a way. And she certainly left me with instructions to also do my part to make my contribution, so that when I depart, I leave this earth classroom better. So thank you.
Thank you, Andrea. Oh, I love your sharing. I love the light that you shine. I love your smile. Oh gosh, can we just send her so much love? You are such a light. Oh, that was Atmiata for sure. And actually, Janet's put that in the comments. Oh, so much wisdom. It's just beautiful. Okay, friends. So we're coming up to 8:15 p.m. in England, which is, I know in other parts of Europe, it's also a little bit later. I would like for Anna Kadima to share a little bit about what she's got planned for next week. And then I would like for Sarah, are you okay for time, Sarah? She is. Okay, good. Excellent. So Anna, can you share a little bit about what you've planned for us for next week?
Okay, so next week I'm planning 30 minutes journey of breathwork. different types of breathing with rhythmic, and I invite people that want to be there to bring the headphones to have the quality of music and the sound that I will share with you, and also empty stomach. So for some people like me, I have already dinner, so because I like to eat early, but next time I will not, so to be in empty stomach. So I invite you because it's important the way to do the breath work and to take the most fantastic thing for it. So, and to be and to surrender in that moment. Okay, it's linked, the breath work, it's linked with the work of the 5th chapter. So it will be in joining the ancient secrets of the book also with the breath work. And thank you for inviting me to bring the breath work next week.
Anna, you have such a gift, and I know Cece has, I think, experienced some of your of what you can do in terms of the mantras that you do that you're just guided to do during the beautiful sessions of healing that you give others. So it is an absolute honor to have you on the call. I actually connected with a friend today who was saying how excited she is about joining the call, about joining the breathwork that you're going to be doing, because yes, I have been mentioning it. I have been mentioning it, and I think, yeah, it will be beautiful. And again, I do believe that these calls are guided, are divinely guided, that it's more than just our physical bodies that are present here. I think that, you know, that divine light in us is shining through. I think our guides are coming in, whether you believe in that or not, or the universe is guiding it, or Mother Earth is guiding it. But there's something powerful that happens when we are all together, and when you get us to connect with that breath that you're going to lead us through. And I believe it's with music, right?
Yes, I will I prepare before, and at the end, well, I will allow the chanting, the sacred chanting, to come for the group. But the beginning, it will be with music and some guiding that I will be doing. And at the end, it will be the chanting coming.
Beautiful. And friends, as Anna was saying, we are linking it to chapter 5. Chapter 5 is about removing blocks and facing fears. And Anna is going to guide you through recognizing that fear, and then using the "What I Want Mama," which is this pressing this point here on your right finger, which connects you to your subconscious, and turning that fear into or a block into the positive by changing it round and making it into a positive. So if you're feeling like you're anxious and you get worried about feeling that way, then you would change it into a positive and say, I want to feel at peace. I want to feel calm. So she will guide you through all of this. And I just truly feel that it's going to be such a blessing and a powerful session. So if you have time, please come and share with your friends as well. Okay, Anna, did you want to add anything else, my dear sister?
No, just the surprise. I like to do surprises. I like the inner child, you know, what is going to happen? I like that. So I don't want to say much more.
Okay. Oh, sorry, I was giving away some of it, but I love that too. Connecting with the inner child. Okay, so friends, unless if anyone has like a burning desire to say something, is there anybody that needs to share anything? I just want to make sure that I'm just going to quickly go through and make sure that there's no hands that are raised. Okay, friends, we've got Sarah's beautiful music that she's going to bless us with.
Thank you again for having me here in this beautiful, intimate community. And I want to share this song that really as a gratitude to all of you for choosing to be the light and be the transformation on this planet and be the healing, be channels for the love and aware of the light and the love that you are and that we are. And thank you for doing your part to shift us all more and more towards the light. There comes a shift towards the light, a shift towards the light, towards the light. There comes a shift. Hold on. There comes a shift towards the light, a shift towards the light, towards the light. There comes a shift towards the light, a shift towards the light, towards the light. The light, the light, the light, the light. Hallelujah, 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 There comes a shift towards the light, a shift towards the light, towards the light. There comes a shift towards the light, a shift towards the light, towards the light. The light, the light, All my love, blessings, and gratitude to be a part of this space with you all today. Thank you.
Oh, Sarah. Peace, 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 peace be with you, my soul sister. And blessings and gratitude for sharing this space with us today, from sharing from your heart, from sharing those beautiful words with us, for guiding. You have been a big part of this call today. I think you've helped us go to our hearts. I feel like you have blessed this call with your presence.
I just want to say Sarah has a magnificent, magnificent recording coming out, her very first recorded baby, and it is magnificent. So maybe one of you please post that information so people will know. And Sarah, you're going to be singing on Sunday, is that so? You said?
Yeah, I'll be sharing on Sunday, and I just put a link to my website in here. So please
Good.
feel free to connect with me that way. You can subscribe to my emails, or you can send me a personal message on the contact page and access. I just released After the Winter, which I sang earlier. I just released as a single, my first song release ever. And I'm finishing right now my first album. That's just at the very, very end of that process. And soon that whole album baby is going to be released and available. From my website, there's links to my SoundCloud, which has some like backyard recordings. This song that I just sang you is on my SoundCloud, and a couple of other songs which I think would be really appreciated by this particular community and will have their beautiful healing medicine are also on my SoundCloud. So all of my links are on my website to find me in all the places, and so grateful to all of you, and so humbled and grateful to feel the music finding its way to do its good work in the world, and just continue to open to be a vessel for it. And thank you for receiving me with so much love and for receiving my music. And please do reach out and be in touch. I'm happy to be of service with my music in all of the ways I can't even imagine.
Thank you for sharing your website with us. Friends, I really recommend you looking at her, listening to more of her music. I was listening to some last night. It really does bring me to this beautiful space. And yeah, again, such an honor to hear you play live, you know. It just brings another element. So thank you. Esther, I've also put I'm going to put your link to your website for your as well, because
thank you
Esther,
so much.
Esther, you are such a light. And oh my goodness, when you sing as well for us, and even when you just do poetry the way that you do, oh my goodness, Esther is so connected to source. I'm so happy that you can be here with us, and for all that you are bringing to the community. It's beautiful. It's so beautiful. So friends, I've shared.
And Miriam and the entire staff here for this call, the amazing Carol, Vinay, Cece, and all the participants. Wow, are we a blessing or what for each other, and putting our love together to shine more brightly for all that is. All that is.
Miriam, pat your heart 6 times and say, well done. Well done. Thank you, Sissy, for your co-hosting. Thank you. Oh, so what a beautiful call.
Friends, because we're in Europe, I thought we could say I love you and I'm with you in another language, like another European language. And I was wondering if we could do Italian. if that's okay. Julia, is it ti amo? Can you say it for us? Oh, I think I can't hear you.
Nora.
Oh,
Ti amo e sono con te.
yes, ti amo.
Brava, Pauline.
I love it.
Brava, Pauline.
So many languages now. I love it. So many languages.
Ti amo e sono con te.
Ti amo e sono con te.
Ti amo
I
e
can
ti amo.
Ti amo e sono con te.
Ti amo, sono con
Ti amo
te.
e sono
Ti amo, sono con
Ti
te.
amo o sono con te.
Ti amo
Ti
e sono
amo
con
e
te.
sono con te.
and also you say I love you to yourself as well.
Me amo.
I love me and I love you and I'm with you.
I love me and I love you and I'm with you.